How can house hacking benefit you here in Los Angeles? Let's get started. Okay, so there's this concept, you buy a property, you live on it, so you can put a lower down payment, you get better interest rate, and you can rent out other bedrooms, other units on the property. I'm currently on my second house hack. So the question becomes, if the numbers don't really work out, is it still worth house hacking? The short answer is yes. Now, here's the long answer. So there's a couple reasons why. One is, even if they cover a portion of your bills, that's still a portion you didn't have to pay, right? So for example, if your total bills in a condo are $3,000, you're renting out another room for $1,000 a month, you're only paying $2,000, and you actually have an appreciating asset, which goes into the second point. You have an appreciating asset. So there's a lot of people out there that, especially with the rising interest rates, they're thinking, I'm just gonna wait a year or two and see what happens with the market. The problem with that strategy is you're paying rent for those next 2 years, and at the end of the 2 years, you have nothing to show for it. If you buy today, over the next 2 years, you're paying down your principal. And if you choose to sell, the money's tax-free up to a certain amount. So you just could have effectively lived completely for free. If you take those profits, you can reinvest those profits, you can do whatever you want with them, but you can't do that if you're renting. The other thing to think about is take a look at what the rents are in comparison to what your interest is on the mortgage. So for example, let's say you have a $3,000 a month mortgage and $2,000 goes towards principal and $1,000 goes towards interest, let's say. And over time, there's a different schedule. So in the beginning, you tend to pay more interest, but using that and you're renting out a room for $1,000, they're paying the interest on your loan. Even though your interest rate might be 5%, maybe, just maybe, you look at it as I'm paying 0%. I have an interest-free loan because of the rents I'm pulling in. So it actually becomes a better investment in the long run. And again, it's all about your cash on cash return. So even though you may have bought a property for $500,000, you may have only put $15,000 down if it's 3% down. So that can be pretty good if it appreciates to $600,000. So take away closing cost commissions. Let's just say you're ahead by like, I don't know, 80,000, whatever. It's like you made $80,000 and only had to put 15 grand down. And yes, you can make the argument that you made payments during that time, but you'd have to make those payments whether it was on the mortgage or towards rent. So either way, that's arguably a wash. So your cash on cash return is going to be much higher. You can also leverage the property. So here in Los Angeles, we typically have better appreciation than other parts of the country. So maybe this property isn't for you to become an investment property, but to become a financial vehicle, right? You can do a line of credit on this property to go buy those income producing rentals that's paying off the HELOC, right? Home equity line of credit, and maybe it's paying you a little bit. So maybe you're paying zero because of the income that you're bringing in, because you're leveraging an appreciating asset that you have that you wouldn't have otherwise. So yes, you might be house hacking. Yes, you might not be, turning a huge profit on it, but there's other ways to look at it that actually work in your favor. Love to hear your thoughts. Comment below, share it with your friends. Don't forget to follow me, whether it's on social media like Instagram, subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube. You guys have an amazing rest of your day.